Welcome to lecture 15. Today I am going to speak about the refractory materials used in blast furnace. First let us know what is refractory. Refractories are nothing but inorganic non-metallic material which can withstand at higher temperature and without undergoing physical and chemical changes. While these materials are remaining in contact with molten slag and molten metal and such as CO gas is known as refractory. In simply, refractory is nothing but inorganic non-metallic material which can withstand at higher temperature without any physical and chemical changes while remaining in contact with the molten slag and metal and gases. Coming to the slag, for example, these are the various raw materials such as MgO, CaO, Si, silicon carbide, and all these particular things are examples: graphite, carbon, zirconia. Now, there should be clarity about slag. As we know from the blast furnace, Al2O3 also one of the slag coming, but it is not alone. There will be Al2O3, there will be FeO, and many things. And coming to this particular alumina, it is also studied from the ceramic subject. It is ceramic material. Al2O3 are alumina ceramics as you studied. But when you are saying refractory, since it is being used using these raw materials with the combination of binder, it is compacted and fired, made in the form of a brick. So that brick is used in the furnace construction or made in the form of powder provided as a inner lining for the furnace, many of the metallurgical furnaces. That is why based on the application it is termed as a refractory or brick. Refractory or brick. So this is supposed to be clear. Now why these particular refractories are required for the metallurgical furnaces? Metallurgical furnace supposed to be withstand at higher temperature and it should provide heat insulation. Heat should not be loosed, and furnace lining and coating usually goes by wearing and tearing. So it should be provided with the lining, refractory lining, or we call as a refractory brick. And CO gas resistance, for the gas also it should not react, and alkali materials should not react, and corrosion resistance. Now what type of refractory materials are existing for the construction of metallurgical furnaces? It could be the blast furnace, it could be the LD converter steel making, such as acid refractories. The raw material used for acid refractory brick construction, SiO2, ZrO2, or combination of alumina silicate. Examples: using a binder addition, you convert this raw material into the fire clay brick, quartz, or silica. These are mainly have the resistance, acid resistance. Slag form of acids, atmosphere form of acid, it resists. And coming to the basic refractories, raw materials such as CaO, MgO, and so on. And take an example of chromite and magnesite refractory brick, which is used as an inner lining powder for basic oxygen furnace and side wall for the soaking or pit furnaces for molten metal conversion. These base refractories. This basic refractories has advantage of good resistance to chemical composition such as basic slag. Basic slag will not react with the basic refractory. So, and mechanical strength, volume stability. So in that situation, so you will use this particular basic refractories. and basic slag environment to use basic refractory. And neutral refractories, raw materials such as Al2O3 and Cr2O3 and carbon, example graphite bricks. Neutral refractories chemically stable in both environments such as open earth furnace and electric arc furnace. Both the environments are used. So these refractories, even in the blast furnace, the earth zone, there will be acid slags and basic slags. It should be inherent. So made up of graphite brick. Now coming to the refractories used in blast furnace are alumina fire clay brick, that is alumina fire clay brick. Mainly it provides a low temperature resistance in the throat zone. And low duty fire clay brick. Low duty means 40 to 45% of alumina addition and remaining is binder and clay, and which also provide in the upper stack zone low temperature wear resistance as the solid material is descending in the stack zone. And high duty fire clay refractories, fire clay bricks are 60% of alumina, that's why we call high duty. In the Bosch zone, high temperature wear resistance is required. And silicon carbide bricks in Chios zone, high temperature CO gas and alkali resistance is required. Graphite bricks in the earth zone is being used. And for longer life, water cooling is also provided for the refractory lining continuously. This water cooling not only helps in the heat transfer, it also helps in the forming of protecting layer from the molten metal and molten slag. Slag is also form of a refractory material, a raw material for the refractory material. It itself, self-coating will form. And what are the properties of these refractory materials? One property is refractoriness. Refractoriness is nothing but thermal softening behavior of refractory material, technically known as refractories. As the refractories are exposed to higher temperature, it starts softening, swelling. So it should have the resistance. That particular term we call refractoriness. And how do you determine this particular refractoriness of the refractory brick? Using a method called PCE, pyrometric cone equivalent. So how do you calculate this particular pyrometric cone equivalent? Mainly this particular equivalent is calculated with comparing the standard ceramic materials, pure ceramic material instead of refractory form of bricks. It is been formed in the form of cone and calculated the softness or softening behavior of that particular material, either in the form of Houghton or Segar cones form, which is observed to be whether it is withstands at higher temperature without undergoing appreciable deformation or softening or not. And coming to the another property is spalling tendency. What do you mean by spalling tendency? There may be situation in the furnace, there will be sudden heating, sudden temperature rise and sudden cooling will occur. So does this particular refractory brick has the resistance due to this? How much it has? How do you calculate? One is depending on the sudden heating, how do you calculate the spalling tendency? You need to know the coefficient of thermal expansion of that refractory brick and how much maximum shear strain is observed and thermal diffusivity, square root of thermal diffusivity. Similarly, depending on the cooling, spalling tendency is directly proportional to the coefficient of thermal expansion of the specific refractory brick and maximum tensile strength. In cooling, there will be tensile load occurs into the square root of thermal diffusivity. And another parameter, ferment linear change. This in the dimensional change, it could be the length dimension, width dimension, height dimension or volume dimension may occur during the heating process due to the chemical reactions occur within the furnace. How do you calculate? PLC, percentage change in the linear value and linear change in the length or change in the width change in the height by original length or width into 100. For the volume respective, change in the volume by original volume into 100. And another property such as porosity. Porosity also affects the chemical attack of molten slag and metal and CO gas, all those things. So porosity is supposed to be low. If it is low, the strength and thermal conductivity of that refractory is higher. And thermal conductivity of fire clay refractory brick and graphite are as shown 3 watts per meter and Kelvin for the graphite, 40 watts per meter and Kelvin. Higher the thermal conductivity refractory bricks are, faster heat transfer and keeps refractory material cool throughout the furnace operation. And refractory strength, it should have the strength, the refractive material should have the strength under the compressive load, as the burden material is slowly descending down in the case of blast furnace figure in production. Tensile load, in the other width direction there will be tensile occur, or in another direction shear stresses will occur. It should have the resistance to those particular loads. Bulk density, and as the bulk density or volume with respect to the volume is decrease in the bulk density, increase in the volume stability and heat capacity, it is related. And specific gravity is nothing but weight of that particular refractory brick. The cost of the bricks are related with this specific gravity. Cost of the brick is higher specific gravity is more than the lower specific gravity. And concluding this particular lecture, that differentiate the refractory, slag and ceramics with respect to its application, so that you will be getting the understanding, and with respect to the example how these refractories are different from the ceramics and slag material, you can understand. Mention the refractories used in the blast furnace, why it is being used, the purpose, as I shown, low temperature, resistance, all those things one need to mention.